Hey guys, it's Colton here. I'm going to have to commentate this one alone, unfortunately. Troy was abducted by aliens.
I know, it sucked. Hey guys, this is Troy
And Colton,
with the top 50 custom tracks,
2013.
part 3. And we are more excited than ever for this part. Better tracks than before. We can't contain our excitement, so without further ado, let's get started!
BAM!
And number 30 is Sunset Raceway.
Yes, this one used to be a custom track for Mario Kart DS, right?
Yes, that is correct. And then it became one for the Wii later.
Right, those are pretty rare, right? I don't think there were
Yeah,
very
there's
many.
not many DS custom tracks. There's more recently, but nothing like Mario Kart Wii, where
Yeah.
there's like, hundreds of custom tracks.
That's understandable.
There's a cool shortcut. The track looks very nice. There's a yacht right underneath us. And there's a, nice texturing, decent amount of generic enemies. A cool little slant section you go up here, which is very nice.
I do like this.
You can use a grass shortcut to cut it off though. And on the left there was a red ramp. You can use that to take an alternate route, which is slower, way slower for some reason. No point in doing it. I'd never understood why custom track
I've
creators
never understood that.
like make shortcuts that aren't faster with no purpose, but oh well.
Alright.
That was Sunset Raceway. Very nice looking track.
Yes. And now DS Bowser Castle.
Yes, one of my favorite tracks on the DS version.
Yeah, definitely up there.
Yeah, but the mechanics for the Wii do not fit it nearly as well. Now, the first half of it is actually pretty fun, but you'll notice
probably that beam.
certain problems,
Yes.
like there's a lot of illusions. Like that room is supposed to spin, but they're unable to do that, so
Right.
it gives you the illusion that it's spinning, but it really isn't. And then we're coming up to this log right here, and this log is supposed to spin also, but it doesn't.
Right.
Instead, you could just do a ton of tricks off of it. And then look at these platforms, Colton. What's wrong with them?
Well, they don't look like they're moving.
Barely, if any.
Yeah.
I don't think they move either. Yeah.
Maybe they do a little, but
This track creates the illusion,
right.
but none of it really works. So that's why it's number 29, and it's scaled a bit large too for the
that's
game.
true.
But it's still a very good looking track. Number 28 is
Summer Starville.
yes, and there's lots of trickery in this one, as you can see. But the key feature for this track is those red cages.
Right, and the interacting cars.
Yes, cars will pop in and out of them and can squish you at any moment. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah. Now this one has some issues running online with multiple people, right?
With 12 people, there's lag, but I think it just got fixed, so
okay.
that'll be nice. Because, when playing laggy tracks online is no fun.
Right.
But yeah, it looks very nice, and there are plenty of routes. I'm going to show you another rooftop. What was supposed to be a shortcut, but it's way slower, so there's no point, which is
Once
disappointing. Because this is really cool. You go up here, but then they should have it continue and maybe cut off the car section. But instead, you just hop down. So, oh well.
And now SNES Rainbow Road.
Yes, this one is at 1.2 speed because in our Cam Tom Troy custom track pack we have some speed modifiers, so I'm going a little faster than usual.
Right, makes sense for a SNES track.
Because the SNES game felt faster, so they wanted the track to feel faster when playing it, which is cool. But if you look at this, it's got the Mario Kart 7 spin on it. It does. It's not just SNES Rainbow Road, as you can see.
It's not quite like the Mario Kart 7 one exactly either, though.
It's got ramps. The thing it's missing is the waviness at the end.
That's the main thing.
Yeah, but the ramps look exactly like they did on Mario Kart 7. And yeah, it's a very fast track, full of action, and pretty fun to play online. It's 5 laps.
Yeah.
Now this is Kirio Raceway.
This one is the one with the loop, right?
Yes, that is the key feature of Kirio Raceway, and we are approaching it right now. It is very cool because the loop works surprisingly well, and it's a little bit difficult, You can very easily
For
hit
the
a wall.
longest time, they weren't able to make those, right?
Yeah, it makes me wonder if they could make the DS Rainbow Road.
Right, that's interesting.
Which had a loop and a corkscrew.
Uh-huh.
Now in this section you go on your side, and there's little zapper things to dodge. It's very nice. The only section I am not overly fond of is the very beginning. There's this long slope. I think it should feature some boost panels. We're going to approach it in a second.
Right.
Coming up right here. Yeah, see, if it had boost panels like I shroomed there, it'd be so much better.
That makes a lot of sense. But
Yeah.
altogether, very nice track.
And right here, see, boost panels. Yeah, boost panels.
This is the alternate route.
This is the alternate route. It's a little slower. You get 2 sets of item boxes, and you get to go through a waterfall. Pretty cool.
Yeah. And here we are at GCN Mushroom Bridge. This is a returning track from our last top 40.
That is correct.
And it was ranked pretty high last time, and it's been updated a little, about as much as it's going to be.
Yeah, I mean, they don't really need to add anything more to this one. Just about perfect.
If it's Mario Kart Wii's physics really well, the size is perfect.
Yeah, it doesn't feel too large, which is
and
nice.
this bridge at the end, perfect amount of difficulty, really. About as hard as it was in Double Dash.
You could trap it and make it difficult for other racers.
Right.
And it's faster, which is great. Good track. And the other GCN Mushroom track.
Mushroom City.
Yes, and this one, the lighting has been updated. It's not so dark anymore.
Right.
You could trick off like everything, which I really like. And it's a short track, but once again, the size is perfect.
It's still not a personal favorite of mine, just because of the original track really wasn't. But
fair enough, yeah. And on the end here, you can ride this
But I do
rail.
have to admit, it is a great port.
Yeah, it's almost flawless. Once again.
And this brings us to Water Island.
Number 23.
Right, this used to be number 3 in our last review, right?
Wow. Makes you excited for what's to come, huh, guys?
Definitely.
I know, it's kind of weird to think this was the 3rd best track, in our opinion.
Just a year ago.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's good, but like, you know, it does feel a bit outdated compared to what they can do now.
They have plenty of exploring elements to it.
Yeah, lots of Easter eggs, like you can climb a building.
And it's not just like I mean, it is a racing track, but they add all these cool shortcuts and these ramps that you can go off of. Like here, this is a perfect example.
There's not one part of the track that's boring.
Right.
That's why I like it. And anyway, that brings us to DS Mario Circuit, number 22. Now, there was another custom track version of the same track.
Oh, right.
But this one is much, much better.
I really like how they implement the fire here, because they can't make the piranha plant breathe fire, so they add the fire guys that come out of the pipe.
To give it the same effect. However, this one's actually ported a little small. You have to take the turns like perfectly. I know how to take the turns because I've spent quite a bit of time on the track. So, but like the first time I was playing them, I was always screwing up this turn right there, especially with the Flame Runner. It's almost impossible.
And this is with the mock bike. But you can only imagine.
Yeah, exactly. But that could be easily fixed.
Right. Now Seaside Resort, number 21.
Yes, Seaside Resort is one of the prettiest looking tracks.
Definitely.
And you are only just seeing the beginning of it here. The water looks so glossy. And fake, but awesome fake.
Right. Like Wind Waker.
Yeah, exactly. And there's plenty of grass shortcuts, and on the left you can actually dive into that water, and there's an underwater section. However, it's slower, so there's no point in taking it.
It's not that much slower, right?
Yeah, but it's a one-lap track.
Right.
You know, no dilly-dallying in a one-lap track, Colton.
Exactly.
You gotta be fierce. You can't just go swimming in the middle of the race, Colton. But anyway.
Yeah.
There's some words of wisdom about playing this track. Take the top route if you want to win. Right. Anyway, I like how they did that, where you dive into the water and you do the trick.
Right, that's where the 2 routes combine back together.
And it's kind of like that Mario Kart 7 feature on that Cheap something track.
Right. Cheap Lagoon.
Cheap Lagoon, yeah. How you can use the glider and then you just swoop down and get the trick, you know? Cool, yeah. Anyway, those ramps, they make you go way too high, and it's pretty easy to fall off of them. They should make
But I do like how they have the platforms with the balloons. That's nice.
That is nice, yeah. And this cave section feels way too long, and there's a lack of action.
Right.
It's just a bit bland.
Too wide. Maybe if it was a narrower tunnel.
It's way too wide. And this whole ending section is just a bit awkward to drive on in general.
Right.
This house area on the right, they can create a cool shortcut and make you go up there, but instead they have the houses so tight together you can't really even do it without hitting a wall, and therefore it not really being much faster.
Right. I could see this track using a few updates, like this turn here.
This turn here is, really bumpy, and if you use the bullet on that turn, you just skip the entire turn. It skips it, you save like 5 seconds. It's crazy. Yeah, so it's got a lot of problems, but it looks really pretty.
It's a very nice track, though.
It could definitely be top 10 track if it fixed those issues.
Oh, definitely.
But yeah, that is part 3 of our top 50 custom tracks. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Continue to support it by commenting and doing all that jazz. and look forward to part 4.
Coming soon to theaters near you.
Dun dun dun! No, but seriously, thanks for watching, and I hope you guys enjoy the video.
Bye.
See ya.